Boom, welcome back to the Jamie O and Mason Ho show. We're here with Mason, my co-host, and Mr. Mark Healy. What's up, Mark?
Stoked to be here. Thank you, gentlemen. I love the show, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been meaning to get you on the show, but it made sense that it's in the middle of summer in Hawaii, and we're like, oh, perfect. Let's get Mark on the show. I let Mason know that we're going to have you on the show, and he's like, yeah, Mark's the man.
I lost it. I almost lost it.
So
my favorite. I love listening to you.
I'm glad somebody does, because I hate listening to myself.
Me too.
No, when Mark speaks, it's like words of wisdom. You're like, whoa, what's he going to say now? Like, you can always learn when you're having a conversation with Mark. And that's what I always like really appreciate about you.
Same.
Thanks. Need to tell my wife that.
She knows, man.
She knows it. One of the coolest things about Mark is I've probably known you for how long do you think?
Oh my God. We've probably known each other since we were like...
Would it be birth?
No, maybe like
2?
10?
Yeah, 10 years old.
10?
Maybe
like
maybe younger. But what's really cool is back in the day, me and Mark and our friend Jason Federico and all these guys are like really good friends. We'd always hang out. But there's this one day in particular that I remember Mark showed up to the beach with a Wilbur Kukemeyer drawing on his board. And I was like, at that time, it was the coolest cartoon in Surfer magazine. And you'd check all the magazines just for Wilbur Kukemeyer. And I was like, that is so sick. And it was one of his pipe boards. And I think I remember you paddling out to really big pipe one day and you broke the board. And you were probably about 11 or 12 years old. And I was like, oh, Mark's freaking gnarly, bro. He's charged pipe on the Wilbur Kukemeyer board and broke it.
Well, that was a Steve Wilson board. He lived up top of Pupukea, and I bought it because you had the Steve Wilson boards.
Yeah, Steve Wilson.
From Local Motion.
Totally.
And the first time we ever surfed pipe, you broke a board, and I was like, whoa, man, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
So we have like the same experience with each other from different perspectives.
Yeah.
So sick. What?
Yeah.
Hey,
So
are you guys like the same age?
how old are you?
I'm 43, so you're a little younger.
I turned 42. So yeah, I'm 1 year younger.
A little bit.
But honestly,
Sick.
the way Mark charges, it makes me feel like he's way older than me because I would like to like charge the same as him, but like I feel like just if I separate our age, it makes me feel okay with that. So he's 1 year older and he charges way harder.
And you guys were always, in my eyes, like two of the craziest, youngest pipe surfers ever. Like, because I know nowadays there's a couple kids that get out there now and they give it a good try, but back in the, I think like, well, when I was growing up, I remember there wasn't too many kids in the lineup because the people were pretty nuts and the waves were really nuts. And I remember my dad would be like, you stay out and it's crazy, or you stay in these little kiddie spots. And then I'd kind of see you guys and be like, you guys would always be charging the big gnarly spots. And I just remember I was blown away and I never imagined doing it. But I started when I was like 17 but you guys were out there like at 11 and 12. I was always blown away. You guys were always my heroes.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is me and Mark started surfing pipeline at a really young age. I feel like we were the forefront of that next generation. Yeah. But what's crazy is, like you said, is like you grew up watching a surfing pipe and we're still surfing pipeline.
Yeah.
And we still want it just as bad. Like,
thank God.
When I'm out there at pipeline now and I'm 42 and Mark's 43, like somehow we're top dogs out there at pipeline. And we've been out there doing it for so long, even though sometimes you mean mug me and I mean mug you. But I feel like we have this
God damn it. Here comes Jamie again. But it's always with kindness and a laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a really good wave just right off of you in the beginning of the winter.
Oh yeah.
But that was my wave, but you just paddled out, but you were in really good positioning.
See, isn't that the funny thing that at pipe you have so many friends, and so many capable people and people who grown up or whatever there, and you're trying to keep track of like, I'm so ADD, it would be a miracle for me to keep track of anything else like this. Mm-hmm. But you have like 30 guys, you're like, yeah, he caught a wave about 15 minutes ago. Like you're just like, where do I?
Everyone, and like,
where do I end up here?
From them, and cause sometimes I'll like what you said, I'll know kind of when they caught one, and I'll gauge how far they went deeper, or like you kind of do math of where they are and what do you think they're thinking and all that stuff. Yeah, and you're like, hey, I'm still ahead. Now he's where he's sitting now, I think he's got in front of me, even though, or like, I don't know.
Right. But then you see people when they're on a heater, they just get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And there's so much to be said about the momentum out there. And you're like, God, I haven't gotten a good wave in the last 3 pipe surfs. get a good one, and then all of a sudden you're paddling out and you're like, ooh, it's another good one.
Yeah. And I'm in the spot. Yeah.
When you're in the spot, you're in the spot. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I was in a good spot, but if you really want to go, you could, but I'm going.
I try to keep track of that too. Like,
yeah.
I owe so-and-so one. I owe so-and-so one.
And then even because sometimes you go and you're like, oh man, my buddy was going, but he's such a cool. He's just let his friend go that I got to return that and let my buddy go too. Or, it's just such a cool science.
I did that with Mackay McNamara at the beginning of the year. Like I got this like really good wave, but I got this like random chip shot, but I knew Mackay was waiting like for a while. I'm like, I know he's waiting for a wave, but it was like, I was in the best positioning ever. And I was halfway down the face. I'm like, oh, and then like, he didn't stop paddling, but I didn't know who it was. And then I was like, oh, and then Mackay like looks at me and I was like, oh, it's Mackay. Whoops.
You just see in his eyes, he's like, you dick.
Yeah. And I pull in and get this sick one. I was like, oh, and then I paddle back out. I'm like, brah, I'm sorry, Mackay, bro. I know you've been waiting. He's like, it's all good. It's all good. Like, you owe me one. You owe me one. And maybe like about a month later, Mackay just stuffed me. And I was like, oh, okay, you got me back.
See, it's so funny. I'm keeping track for next winter because I'm like, I owe Gavin Bastion one. I owe Ezra one. Because it was one of those days where you're just on a heater and you're like, another one popped up. And then you're like, oh, and then you look up, you're like, oh, shit, he's been waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm keeping track.
That's funny. I like it.
I love surfing pipe with you, Mark, because you're not, at Pipeline, there's, certain guys are a little more hungry and certain guys are a little more cool and certain guys are whatever. But I feel like with you, you're always really like you said, you're always kind of almost like keeping track, because I feel like you give a lot of waves and then you take less, but you get special ones. And I don't know, it's really fun surfing with you out there.
Thank you.
I never feel like, oh no, here comes Mark, and sometimes I feel like maybe someone's like, oh no, here comes Mason.
Well, I feel like
Jamie.
I feel like I made so much of a career out of, you had to perform, especially doing the big wave thing. You feel like absolute shit. You've flown across the world. You haven't slept in like 30 hours. And then, I'm in like Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm surfing a big wave event or something. Yeah. So I did so many years where I had to force myself into it. And you're like, I came here to do this. I don't care how bad I feel.
Yeah.
I could be at 40%. I'm going to send it the same.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you use up your 9 lives. So at Pipeline, I'm like, hey, if it works for me, obviously I got to like sit in the place I like to sit and everything, but I don't force it like I used to.
Yeah. Well, like there was a day this winter that I was surfing, and then the filmers are like, "Oh, Mark Healy came and sat on the beach and watched it for a little bit." And he goes, "Nope, I'm not going out," and just took his stuff and left from the beach. And I was like,
sick.
"Well, what the hell was I doing out there if Mark doesn't want to go out there?"
Yeah. Do you remember the day? Was it kind of good, or was it like whatever?
It was wonky.
There's a lot of those days. Some days it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'll come up and be like, I just don't feel it. Even one day, remember you and me, Jamie? One day we didn't even surf it. And it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember watching everyone. I think you went off that day.
Well, one of the bigger days that was less crowded.
It was like a big, but there was the nice windows that usually we all like to sneak out on. But I was like, I ain't feeling it this time.
Yeah, sometimes you can like kind of, you see something, you feel a shift about to happen. And you're like, I just got to be there for it because I'm going to have a window when this turns on before I just see like 10 guys paddling out it.
Bro, no, this happens. So like I'll see, my thing is like, if I see 3 waves spit in like 10 minutes, I'm paddling out. See?
Same thing.
Top secret stuff right there.
My secret one is, and it's big, if I see a lull, if I see no waves break for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, I'm out there.
Yeah.
I see no waves.
You could be on that next set potentially.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, if the wave doesn't break in 40 minutes, I'll tell my friend I'm out there. If nothing breaks in 30 or 40 minutes, and like it'll be like tiny.
Why? Because you think it's kind of loading up to do something, or?
Well, I kind of get a little like, it's almost a way to trick my brain. Usually when I get down there, if I'm not just straight out there, there's something about that day that's kind of scaring me off a little bit. And I'll just kind of be like, okay, you're scaring me. Show me just a little bit of something calm and I'll just attack. And then if it doesn't go calm, it's just like, rah, 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 rah. I'll just go, no, you win, you win.
I love it because you're always so honest about this kind of stuff. You're like, oh yeah, I'm freaked out. But then you get out there and you're just like, a honey badger. Like, you're like, I see you swing. I always see that look in your eyes when you swing on.
Mark.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, where he's like, oh, you see him get all fired up.
Yeah, he's not.
Start kicking when you're paddling. Going for it.
He's like one of the like, I mean, how tall are you?
I'm like 5'9".
And then how tall are you, Mason?
Maybe 5'8". I'd like to say I'm 5'9".
You're 5'7".
Mark's taller than me.
No, but
Damn, I might be 5'8".
Mason's always that little guy, and like, and he's always like trying to ride the biggest wave. And you're always like, wow, how is this guy like just sending it? Like how he's sending it? Like no matter like it's at YMA or a pipe or anywhere in the world, Mason is like one of those guys that like, and like me, I'm scared. And I go out there and I want the biggest, baddest wave. But the biggest, baddest wave always looks way more bigger and more badass when Mason's on it because he's small.
but you know what I trip out? It's like you're not a huge guy, but you make bigger boards look better than anybody else.
That's true.
So it's hard to make a big board look good.
I agree.
I feel like I might, I mean, thank you so much. I'm almost like melting over here. But honestly, I think it's because you guys, I grew up watching you guys and I always just wanted to be like, honestly, I just wanted to be like you guys. And I think eventually I don't think I was as nuts as you guys, because you guys were doing it so young and I always wanted to. But there's a time where like when I got older, I was like, I felt that feeling that maybe you guys had. And I was like, whoa, this is sick. I've almost clicked in. And now I kind of have fun when it's bigger. But I still got to do things like wait for the waves not to break to get out there. But then once I'm out there, I'm like, gimme.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get out there, it's like,
what?
I think we've had a bunch of Eddie heats together.
Yeah.
But it might have been like a couple of Eddies ago, maybe 2 or 3 Eddies ago.
Yeah.
The big set that you went on that swung way out in the channel. I saw you like
in the gnarliest.
Well, I saw you like paddle way out wide, and it was big. It was a afternoon heat.
Yeah.
And I was
Uncle
like,
Clyde.
bruh, he's got a theory over there. Like, what's going on? And one of those giant sets came. I'm like, holy shit. He's like right in the spot for it.
And do you remember that wave when it was coming? I felt like you were in the best cool. Remember you were under the lip in that, like you were in the Eddie Aikau Pete, or you were in the Eddie Aikau
But
slot.
it swung
Yeah,
wide.
but it went so big and wide. And to be honest, I was actually, the only reason why I was over there was I kind of seen it coming and I was like, uh-oh, Mason, get ready to run and hide. And I was kind of like getting ready to run and hide. And then when I, like right before I went to run and hide, I remember I like Uncle Clyde, God bless Uncle Clyde. But I remember Uncle Clyde, I looked at Uncle Clyde and I like gave him a shock. I was all happy. I like gave him a shock and he just looked at me like, cause the things were kind of coming, but I was like, yeah, I remember it was in the beginning kind of, I gave him like, yeah, Uncle Clyde. And he just looked at me like, just looked at me so nuts and just kind of gave me that look like, why are you even talking to me right now? Or like, this ain't the time to talk. Like you already told me you love me. Or like right now, no. And he already gave me that look, yeah, and I, like just looked at me like, and then looked back out, and I instantly was like, "Whoa, bro!" And I like felt, I was just like, I kind of felt like amped. I was like, "Bro, Uncle," like kind of like, "Bro, Uncle, I'm not a chump. Bro. I swear I'm not like a chump."
He's like, it's business time.
Yeah, no, he gave me that look like it's business time, and I felt like, oh my gosh, like he thinks I'm not a businessman or like a YMA surf business time guy. And then that set kind of came, I'll never forget. And when he was paddling out, all I wanted to do was get in front of him, or not in front of him. I wanted to get in his vision to show him, Uncle, I'm going to go on this wave. So when he was paddling out, I just followed him. I followed Uncle Clyde and I followed him. And I thought, Mark and John is in the crate and Koa. I was like, you guys are in the Eddie Aikau slot spot. And I was like, they're probably going to get this wave, but I'm going to show Uncle Clyde that I'm down, you know? So I ran over by him and I didn't want to get in his way because I thought we were all going to get lit up, but I just wanted to go by him and show him that I was down. And when I went by him, I went right when he was close enough. And he kind of like was like, didn't look at me, but I went right in his view and I just turned around. I just whipped it by him. Yeah. And I was like, and I just looked right at him. And I was like, I looked at Uncle Clyde and he kind of seen me turn around and he looked at me like, oh, you're turning around? Like there's bombs. And I looked at him, I swear to God. And I looked at him, I went, yeah, baby. and then I swear on my life, yeah. And when I did that, because he had this serious face, serious. And when I turned around and he looked at me like, oh, you ready? Like, you know. And then when I looked at him, I went, yeah, baby. And I like started paddling in, yeah. And I just remember I looked at his face and his face right before I turned, it did a smile, a big grin. Uncle Clyde did the grin, yeah. And then right there, he just started kicking. I think Kala Alexander heard it too and was like, ooh, I even seen his teeth in my peripherals. I'm like, oh, I got 2 gnarly uncles teething. And I know Mark. And then so I started paddling. And I was like, I think I'm in the channel. So I might be safe. And then the jet ski was coming up. It was Uncle Terry or someone, I think, on the ski. And I just remember thinking like, okay, the jet ski's right there. If I take off, if I'm really going to die, I could jump onto the jet ski. So, I swear on my life. So when I was going, and then the last thing I remember was I looked back and I just remember you, because Koa and John were already getting sucked up, and you were the only one under the lip back in the gnarly spot. But it was like the wave was so big.
Well, clearly I pussed out.
No, you didn't though. Like you to even be there, you did more than what I even did. Because I just remember, but I remember when I was going, I just remember thinking like, Mark's going, Mason, give him room and be careful because this wave will kill you guys. You know, I remember thinking, I swear on my life, and I remember I took off and I'll give Mark room because we're all gonna die. And then I promised, and then I went to go, and I tried to turn my board, and I remember thinking, and I'm sorry, but I just remember thinking, I promise, I was like, if Mark goes, he's dead already. I swear, I'm like, if he goes, he's dead, bro. Just survive. It's you only now. Every man for himself. And then I like went and just fell and died too. I thought I was done, and then I'm like, I thought you were done, and we were all getting lit up. You know, it was a good
I think
time.
I bailed and like almost got sucked over.
And then the
like,
next one, remember the next one? The next one was like, you must have been in the gnarliest.
Getting
Only
piled.
you could have handled that, I think.
I got lit up on one. I think it might have been the same set. Maybe I went on the next one or something.
Yeah, no,
or
I think
got caught.
just the wave after, because I fell on that wave and got burped up out the back. And then the next one was way bigger. And you guys were all in the lineup getting caught inside in the lineup. So maybe that was, I don't know.
It's a blur.
Such a big blur. And then our last heat, you busted your ear, right? Or something?
Yeah, blew the eardrum out. That sucked. I was feeling really good. And
you look like the guy from Gladiator 2 on that wave, bro, because it just came out. I remember I watched it. And when you went on that wave, I was like, because I was trying to think, bro, be Gladiator 2 guy. Like, be the guy. And then when you went on that wave, I was like, there's the guy, Mark Healy, bro. Because I knew I wouldn't do that. No, you're Gladiator 3.
You know what? I got Walsh got me off of my game. He always gets me, man. With the little paddle battle pressure. I was like, I think I'm a little too deep. I'm going a little too deep. I know. I was like, okay, here's a set. All right. Because I feel like you need to have, if you come away from the first heat with one keeper score, you did okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of opposite. Like you take your chances at the beginning, hope you get a keeper, and then you can kind of figure out, like, watch the day more later. And so big sets came right away. Our heat was pumping off the bat. And I swear it was like more like I felt like my heart rate wasn't even going up. I was like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. And you just have to turn around and paddle, and it's either going to ledge out on you and you're going to go flying, or it's going to give you an entry, but you don't know until you just commit and keep like forward pressure on your board as it, lifts you up. It didn't work out for me.
I feel like, I don't know.
Didn't you do it twice? Didn't you get two?
I did it twice in a row in like the first 5 minutes of the heat.
Yeah.
The second time I think my board was buckled and I didn't know it after the first one.
Yeah.
And then,
that was
which
right.
didn't even matter because it was gone.
Remember, it was like the second the heat started. I remember I tried to go with you guys and you guys went. And I remember there was a second one where I was like, oh, no one's around. I could maybe get one by myself. And I went. And I remember I got the ride and I barely made the drop. I was like, oh, this is so sick. This is probably one of my biggest waves I've gotten. Then I remember I was riding and I seen your board because I think it broke and you guys were out there and I was like, oh, Mark's board. And I was like, oh, the wave, I'm going to get sandwiched. And I jumped off. But it was like a cool, I don't know, a little memory. I was like, fuck, Mark's board.
All right, Bear Mattress, the best mattresses in the world. I'm just going to go out there and just put it out there that I've been sleeping on a Bear mattress for the last 4 months and my sleeps have been absolutely incredible. One of the coolest parts is when it showed up at my house, it was vacuum sealed in this bag. The bag was kind of heavy, but as I brought the bag upstairs, I opened it up and I was like, bam, there was the Bear mattress. I've been sleeping absolutely incredible. Been getting psyched to go to bed because I know how good this mattress is, and you get more psyched to wake up. Bear Mattress sleep recovery technology helps me fall asleep way faster. I enjoy a deeper, better sleep. I'm well rested and rejuvenated, boosted, psyched. My muscles feel good. I am just ready for the next day. It's all about sleep, ladies and gentlemen, and a good night's sleep will just make you rip so much harder the next day. And get this, Bear has a sleep quiz that matches you up to your perfect mattress based on your body type and your sleep preference. That is a rad thing to just throw out there. I didn't even know that was a thing until I started sleeping on one of these. Still not convinced? Sleep on it for 120 nights. That's right, 120 nights to make sure you love it. If you're not loving it and you're not getting the best sleep of your life, they'll pick it up, refund you, no hassle. Like, what's up, bro? That is like the sickest thing ever, bro. Bear Mattress is amazing, even just for that right there. So if you're looking for a new mattress, Bear Mattresses are the best. I absolutely love this bed. Go to bearmattress.com and use promo code JOB at checkout to get 40% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use my promo code. So use the code JOB when you are at checkout to get this discount. That's bearmattress.com. Use promo code JOB to get 40% off site-wide. Bearmattress.com, promo code JOB. We're going to jump back into the podcast.
my one, I think it was my dad or someone, or when I was young, yeah, because poi's got that interest. It's like sometimes it gets sour quick, you know, like it's not the best taste if you're like
but some people love it sour.
Some people, yeah, like my grandpa loved to leave it out. Yeah, they want it sour, but I never liked it really sour. Nowadays I do, just to try act like grandpa. But I remember my dad.
It like tingles. It almost seems carbonated.
You're almost like, oh, am I gonna get a drunk right now?
It's like hard kombucha.
Yeah.
Or something.
But I remember when I was a kid, I was like kind of like almost didn't like it. I'd kind of be like, no, not poi, like, because we'd always eat it. But then my dad would be like, bro, you eat the poi, you'll never get caught inside. Or like, you eat poi, he's all that day, you'll never, no white water's hitting you. Except the foam ball, the barrel. Yeah, and I'd just be like, poi. And then now I love it, and I think of that, I'm not getting caught.
I can't think of many people who have tried poi later in life and have adopted it.
Yeah.
I must say that.
You gotta
Makes sense.
you grow up.
Speaking about getting caught inside, is there any like breath techniques that you think works best before surfing big waves? Before you guys get into it, like I learned one probably from the same group of people that you know. I was getting ready for the Eddy one morning and I was a little nervous. I was like, bro, I didn't train. I haven't been training. I'm a little like just kind of blown out, but I was like, I can still surf pipe fine. But what they told me is you got to like take big inhales and you go, and you like pack it all in and roll around like that. And you're basically like expanding your like diaphragm in your chest to get ready to like compact lots of air before you go out into a surf session. Is that true? Is that something you do?
Yeah, I love doing that exercise. So it's like a 5-stage inhale and 5-stage exhale. So most of it is exhaling in the same kind of reverse order that you inhaled at, with like a little tweak at the bottom of the exhale. But yeah, just stretching out. I always think of your lungs as a balloon in a wire bird cage. So you can put so much air into that balloon until it's bulging in between the wires, but it has a limitation based on that bird cage, which is your ribs, and also from the bottom, it's your guts.
Yeah.
So just getting that stretched out in the morning, it makes it so much more effortless to breathe from a cardio perspective, I think. And also you use less energy trying to hold the air. And also another thing, one of the reasons why they do that for freediving is there's something called a pulmonary barotrauma. And I don't know if you guys have seen it in surfing. I've seen it a bunch, and it's happened to me, where guys get so licked that they're coughing up blood after.
Oh yeah.
So it's like either trachea or your lungs, like it's like whoa, that impact just it makes tears.
Yesterday. Yeah, I coughed up a little blood yesterday.
Where'd you surf yesterday?
It's one of the spots I can't say.
Oh.
But you guys know where. It's
yep.
He surfed Turtle Bay.
Yeah.
Pool bar.
Your surf school. I said right at it, bro.
Out of the way.
Yeah. I think I swallowed water and got got the whoa. Mm-hmm. So it was like salt crystals. It felt like it was like crystals in there.
That's something rattling around.
Yeah,
the spray paint can.
It on my board. Yeah, I spit out one thing. I was like, that tastes like blood. And then I was like hawked another one. And I'm like, oh, ow. And then I spit on my board and it's like, boom. I was like, oh, fuck, but thin, you know?
Yeah. It happens. So free divers, for instance, I'll do that warm up if I know I'm going to go spearfishing and start in deep water, because I've done that to myself so many times, starting in deep water when you're not warmed up and have gotten flexible. Because all it takes sometimes it's like, okay, we're starting the day like diving over 100 feet, and you go to the bottom, hit the bottom, and you lift your head up, and then you turn your head, and you just feel like felt a pinch there, and you come up, and then you start going coughing, and you're like, oh, damn it.
I never spit blood before. Actually, like from like a viewer standpoint, I think a good thing for our viewers and our listeners that are listening to this show, like when you take a big wipeout, is there any ways that you guys in particular are like trying, or like things that you're trying to do to control your wipeout to make it not as bad as it potentially could be? Like any techniques that you can give to any of our viewers or listeners?
Yeah, I would say it's like I am putting only as much. I must smell bad or something. I'm only putting as much tension in my muscles as I need to make sure things don't go flying out of socket and, go full ragdoll. So it's that. I'm never scratching for the surface until I feel the lift, like it's done with me and I'm starting to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Maybe then I'll do a couple of strokes. I'm really used to knowing depth based on how, God, that thing loves me. I'm really used to being able to gauge depth by the pressure in my ears and on my chest because I've just been freediving my whole life. So I can kind of get a gauge by how my body feels, how close I am to the surface. So I'm not going to expend any energy unless it's letting me up. I'm going with the momentum that's already created.
Yeah.
And what I get asked a lot actually is do you pack in a big breath?
Yeah.
And that's where I think, because people do like free diving courses and they're like, oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't do that because that's one of the problems. If you pack in so much, you're like, it's so stretched and you take that impact.
No suspension.
Yeah, no suspension left. You just bottom out.
Or you blow it out and you choke, you start choking.
And just holding that much. So free divers, they can hold that much air because as soon as they're down at like 30 feet on their way down, the air has come down to here. Whereas surfing, getting pounded, we're not going deep enough for that air to compress. So you're expending a ton of energy holding that. So your diaphragm is working really hard.
Yeah.
And your diaphragm is like what starts fighting back and giving you those panic signals if you tire it out too fast. So I just take comfortable in breaths in big waves.
Like a nice full breath. But you don't, yeah. I noticed when I hear you talk about that, I noticed the same for me. I've never, when I get pounded, I've never
pull that mic in, Mice.
Oh shit. I've never I'm so baffled Mark talking about. I pushed that thing away. But no, for real. But no, yeah, when I kind of what you say, I've never, when I was thinking about when I jump under the wave or duck dive or get pounded, I never take a big one. Like you're saying, I always take like a little mellow one, and then just go down. And I've never really had too much problems. But
so what I learned in one of those dive classes that Mark talks about is that like you use 80% of your oxygens through your legs because it's the biggest muscle in your body. Mm-hmm. So every time I'm underwater, I'm just like, relax. I'm always telling myself, relax. And right when you start burning these big boys, you're going to start burning your oxygen real quick.
So thighs,
Yeah.
I kind of call it like the oh shit factor. It's like, I'm like, I get pounded. And I'm like, how much longer can I get pounded for? And then everything kind of starts settling down. I go, oh shit. And I just, and I get to the surface real quick, or I climb my leash real slow. That way I don't have to use my arms.
Stay around the top.
Your legs,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the other great benefit of having some kind of flotation on you is that it's going to start taking you up once it's kind of done with you. Yeah. And it's also that peace of mind, like, okay, because to me, that's the trickiest part of surfing, like waves of consequence, I guess, is when you're down so long and you're like, that next one's coming soon. Am I willing to expend the energy to come up just to be like a foot from the surface when the second wave rolls over? Or do I just stay put and just accept my fate of a 2-wave hold down and try to regroup myself mentally and physically? And with that flotation, you're like, I'm going to come up eventually.
That's every surfer's worst nightmare is a 2-wave hold down, no matter where it is in the world. I don't care how short the interval is. That is some scary stuff right there.
You nailed it.
It's a real psychological thing too. It's so many people have a hard time getting past, even though it's not a long time being underwater. Everybody can hold their breath that long. that's why they waterboard people when they interrogate them and torture them, is not being allowed or knowing when you get to breathe again. The psychology of that really gets people, and it's dark and it's claustrophobic and it's noisy and disorienting. So when a second one rolls over you or hits you right before you get a breath at the surface, because a part of you is like, I'm about to get a breath. You're already kind of like letting go of that samurai state of mind you're in. Yeah. And it's really hard to pull it back in.
And go into it again, huh?
Yes.
Dude, like what you were saying, like when you go down and you're possibly going to get a 2-wave hold down, and you have that feeling of, do I stay down here or do I go up? Like, I could see you just being like, ooh, I could stay down here.
I always go for stay down and just.
You're fun. Okay, so I'm the complete opposite of you. I'd rather take my chances of I'd rather die trying to come up and just get the next one on the face. Like, because I can't, something about like, I can't be calm enough to stay down there for 2. I'm just like, I start, and even I do exactly what you say. You know, sometimes when you're in what you guys are saying, you're getting worked, and then there's a point where you feel like the jets and everything lets off, and it's like, okay, now go, because you're gonna waste your time. You're not gonna fight the power of the ocean, you know. But I've noticed with me so many times, because I know a couple tricks, I've heard a couple in this, and I'll go down there, I'll try to stay calm, I'll do everything, but I swear once it hits like that 5 Mississippi or 10 Mississippi, I'm just like. Or like, and I started just trying to doggy paddle for my life up there. And then so many times I've like tried and I felt it go.
Yeah, that's when it like is letting you up, and then all of a sudden something happens and it goes, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
you go like twice as deep as you were before. You're like, what's
happened? Up with that? Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break from the podcast, check in with our sponsors, Skims. Skims underwear are literally changing the game. I honestly, this might sound a little weird. I was a free baller for a long time until I tried these underwear on, and they are just the perfect fit. I'm so psyched on wearing these. I honestly don't even want to put my pants back on. Like right when I throw these things on, I'm like, dude, I love them. They just feel good. They just feel like they just wrap my legs fine. I don't even feel like I'm wearing underwear. And that's the most important part about Skims. And if you're wondering what my favorite model is of Skims underwear, it is the 5-inch boxer briefs. They are so comfortable. I just like something that just it's a little bit more longer on the leg, and just, it feels good. Usually people are like, oh, I like these like small little short underwear. I like them long. They feel good. They don't even feel like you're wearing anything. Why choose Skims underwear over other brands? Well, for me, I just live a very active lifestyle. I'm always on the go if I'm not in the water, and I just want to be comfortable throughout the day. I don't want to be thinking about like, God, man, these underwear suck. They're so uncomfortable. Like, I just want to kind of get my day on the road and get all my stuff done and just feel very confident about what I'm wearing, because at the end of the day, you just don't even want to be thinking about that. And that's how good Skims underwears are. You don't even think about it. You don't even know you're wearing underwear. Like I said earlier, it's like, feels like you're like free balling. You're just kind of cruising around and you just forget that you wear underwear. That's why I chose, even to work with Skims. It's because they make the best product. They're the leading edge in the technology on all sides of this thing. And here's how to get a pair yourself. Shop Skims Men's at skims.com. Let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select my show on the drop-down menu that follows. This really helps us. You guys, thank you guys for supporting our channel. And you guys that are listening to this, if you guys are looking to get some underwear for men and girls, this is your place, skims.com. Now back to the podcast. Speaking of wipeouts and like scary moments, I would love for you to tell us like one of your like scariest dive moments and one of your scariest surfing moments.
Dive first.
Oh shit!
I gotta nuts.
He's priming up.
So actually, that Eddie where I did okay. So what? Do you guys remember what month that was? Was that in January?
January, yeah.
So in October before that, I drowned. And so I fully aspirated water, like filled my whole lungs with water diving.
What?
In October?
I blacked out.
No, for the first time?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
How deep?
Well, I blacked out close to the surface.
Okay.
But I was diving a little deep, but it was...
How deep's a little deep? Explain.
Well, it's like...
Get him.
Been up since early, been diving for 9 hours straight.
How deep, Mark?
And so it was the end of the day, and it was typical, like one more wave. I was like, one more drop, because we were out of chum, and the sun was about to go down, and we were in about 165 feet of water, and at the end of a really long drift, and I could see the shelf that goes into abyss, basically into deep water. And there's just a ton of fish around. Went down. I ended up seeing like the fish of my dreams.
Whoa.
So it was like it was a straight up 40-pound uku.
Whoa.
There's a bunch of big ones around. There's probably like 10 around me that were over 20.
Jeez.
And like 2 or 3 of them were in the 30s. And then I just see this giant coming right at me. And I knew I was tired. I knew it was at the end of the day. And so my spear gun reel, it has 240 feet of reel line on it. So diving in 165 feet of water, I can shoot something. And even if obviously it's not going to go straight to the bottom, it's going to have an angle. You got enough to get back to the surface and still have your gun. And so I was like, kind of like that regrouping thing we were talking about, like, okay, I'm getting sucked down for another wave. So I just see this big dinosaur head swimming straight at me. I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen one like that in my life. And I'm like, I'm going to close my eyes for 5 seconds, regroup, open them. This thing's going to be in my lap. I know it. Open my eyes again. And I'm still falling flat on my stomach, because you're negative once you go down, even if you're weighted positively on the surface, because your lungs have collapsed a bit. Yeah. And it's right in front of me. I shoot it, and just like mid-body this thing, tonk. Oh. And since the reef drop-off's like this, instead of it running straight down, it just goes like that. So I'm just like, getting smoked on my reel. And I'm like, uh-oh. So because you're already falling flat, you have to use a lot of leg energy to like stop the momentum and start. And I'm like, oh shoot, this is going to be close.
How long have you been underwater at this point?
I'm not sure. But I pulled the trigger at 107, and then, I pulled the trigger at 107 feet. And then, so I'm going up, and I'm just watching my reel line go. I'm like, oh boy. And I was going to ditch my weight belt, but I was honestly like, this every half second counts. Like, I need to get high up in the water column. I should have let go of my gun, but I'm a stubborn fucking idiot. And so I'm just going up. And I was probably like, I knew I was blacking out for sure. Whoa. And I thought I was pointing at my gun. But once you start losing motor control like that, what you think you're doing compared to what you're doing can be a very different story.
What were you doing?
I was I don't know. I was like,
did you have a buddy with you?
Yeah. So a buddy was on the surface, and I was like, could see that buddy was probably 25. That was the last thing I remember is a silhouette. I'm like, okay,
25 feet still?
All right, I'll get grabbed at least. Next thing you know, I half come to getting thrown into a boat by my other friend.
Yeah.
And I went to say, that was fucking stupid. And I just went, and I was like, oh my God, my lungs are completely full of water.
Whoa.
So what I think happened was, so that buddy, because there's lots of sharks around all day long, and there's tons around then. So my buddy thought I shot the fish, like, hey, go make sure my shot's good, and maybe do a backup shot, or like keep the sharks off of it.
Yeah.
So I was going like this. I meant to be like, look at my reel, it's done. Grab this thing. And my buddy understandably thought I was going like, oh, go check. So I passed that buddy. Oh. And then right before the surface, I just went. Gnarly. So that buddy went down all the way down to like 90 feet or something. And so my filmer, Jesse, I had told him to get in the water, and he doesn't spearfish really. Yeah. And I was like, man, maybe we can get one up. I want you to grab the gun and shoot something maybe.
Whoa.
So he's in the water, and it's like mask is filling up with water. He's not used to this stuff. And so he put his head up, and he was going to ask me what I shot. And he said he saw like a little like swirl on the surface, and he waited like 10 seconds. He was like, what the hell? And he put his head back down. I was just on my back going into the abyss.
Down.
No.
But I was still luckily only like 15, 20 feet down.
Oh my God.
And so he swam down and got me. I guess I was just fully blue-gray, just foam coming out of everything. Oh. And So I called the boat over. Other friend jumped in, threw me in the boat. I think when I got thrown in the boat, the water sloshed in my lungs enough to like create an air pocket. Whoa. And like just that sloshing movement maybe brought you some. And so then I was just like on my hands and knees, just power, like the gnarliest, because I couldn't breathe.
You're throwing up.
I was getting it out of my lungs because it was just foamy, bloody salt water coming out, right? Salt. And I remember that taste from doing CPR on Aaron Gold when he drowned in Fiji a long time ago. I'm like, it took me back to that slippery, small bubble, viscous. There's nothing that has the viscosity of like lung salt water. It's like when you salt a slug, your lungs react, and like there's like it's a slippery, viscous kind of foamy. It's disgusting. And I just remember thinking like, oh, it's my turn. I always knew it was going to be my turn. And thinking, so I'm just power retching, and it's almost a 50-minute boat ride in. Yeah. And so I couldn't talk, and I was like, and every time I got water up, like the whole back of the deck is just the foam and salt water from my lungs. And so every time I get like a little bit of a sip, and it was really hard to stay conscious. And I remember looking at my hands, and they're just gray, like a dead person. I was like, fuck, my oxygen is so low. And if I sat up and just started immediately blacking out, something about the water settling to the bottom of my lungs. So I had to be right there on my hands and knees and just power retching. We finally get in, call the ambulance, and we're coming into the harbor, and they're holding off all the other boats. And it's like, sunset time. That's when all the boats are coming in. Yeah. And so they're holding them all off. And I was there enough to know what's going on. I'm like checking myself to see how fast like the blood repopulates like my extremities and stuff. But I'm like, I don't want to spend the night in the hospital in my wetsuit. I go to take it off. I'm like, what is going on? I shouldn't even be telling this part of the story. I really shouldn't. But I'm going to be dead honest.
Yeah, let's do it. It's time.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, I'm stripping next to the gunnel, like in it, passing boats right there because I'm trying not to make a scene. Yeah. And like we're passing all these people waiting for us. So like, what's going on? And I'm like in the corner trying to hide. Realize I was retching so hard, I completely crapped myself.
Oh shit!
Like totally shat myself. Wow.
Shit
I was
everywhere.
like, what? I'm covered in shit.
Gnarly.
And then I was like, fuck. And my friends they're just looking at me. Their eyes are this big the whole time. Yeah. They're being helpful, but they're just like, they haven't been through anything like this, quite like this before, I think. And they're just like, what the fuck?
And like our superhero is just dying right now.
Hearing this, I'm baffled.
And so I'm like, I asked my buddy, I'm like, is there any soap on the boat? He's like, no. Oh, wait, there's some Simple Green. So I'm like, pouring Simple Green on myself, shooting the water, like trying to blast poop down the scupper. Passing myself. This ambulance is waiting for me with the lights. Like, where's my shorts? Get in the ambulance. They put me on O2. Take me to the hospital. I think my blood oxygen, so this is an hour later, my blood oxygen was at like 55 or 60% or something. And I go spend the night in the hospital, get on the machine that just forces air and just makes you absorb the water that's in your lungs, and you just get shuffled around. It's weird. Like they put me in a hallway, like in the janitor closet hallway for a while. They just wheeled me in there. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And it's just so weird being in a hospital because you're seeing like really old people with major problems coming in. You're like, holy shit, there's people around me that aren't coming out of this hospital tonight.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was pretty wild. So my wife showed up and everything. And then I ended up having a lot of complications from that. I didn't sleep for like 5 days, and you're just power hacking and everything. Then right after Halloween, I remember I got a really bad pneumonia infection.
Jesus.
And then I swear I thought I was going to die in my sleep, or not. I wasn't sleeping, but during the night for like a week straight, like every single breath counted, like full focus.
Oh.
And I was coughing up stuff that was so black and rotten out of my lungs. It smelled like oysters that had been in a hot trash can for a week.
What?
And it was so disgusting, it would make me vomit. So I was living off of like an orange a day, and I was withering away. Like you could see my ribs in my chest, through my back. Started getting like sores all over my body. It looked like I came out of a concentration camp or something. I lost 20 pounds and I'm already skinny. And finally got to see a specialist. They put me on every antibiotic in the world. And then I was just coughing up blood chunks. And this is like a month later.
The black ones.
It's not black anymore. It's just blood chunks now.
Yeah, like.
And so that was all the way halfway into November. And then the Eddie happened in January. So I think I was just so happy
that you're alive,
to be alive and like back out there, that like, that's why it was like pure bliss. That's why I think I had my best Eddie. It was like,
that's incredible.
I just felt so much better than I did comparatively that I felt like Superman.
So roughly the 30 days, or wait, November, December, right?
Yeah.
December. So you just
Probably
the
like
30 days,
45.
just like 45 days of just like the meanest recovery ever. Oh my God.
Did you get the fish?
No, lost the gun in the fish.
The dinosaur. No.
What
about the gun?
Lost it. That was if I was going to pick one world record in spearfishing I'd ever want to have it, it would be that and shooting it in Hawaii.
What's the weight? What's the biggest?
What's
the
high 30s, I want to say, but for spearfishing. But this thing was over 40. I've never seen one that big in like Fiji, Indo, anywhere.
Are you going to go back, or have you been back to that area?
Yeah, I've been back a couple times.
And you haven't seen him? Or its brother?
No, not like that.
Just a bunch of 10-pounders.
Damn.
All right, we're going to take a quick break from the podcast. Guys, come on, listen up right here. You probably already heard about Viagra and Cialis. I know where we're going here, and you know where we're going here. Maybe you haven't tried them, or maybe you've even tried them. Okay, looking for something beyond the usual pill? Meet RUGIET Ready. Other companies rely on similar ingredients to support blood flow, but RUGIET Ready is the next generation of prescription treatments designed to help amplify arousal in the brain to increase the blood flow. If the usual pills aren't doing the trick, the RUGIET Ready could be the answer. Its 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue to absorb fast, so you'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and the effects can last up to 36 hours. That means you can stay confident, present, and in control when the moment is right. Want proof? Over 150,000 men have made the switch, and you can read all the customer reviews on their website. That's pretty cool, right? If you're just a little unsure, just read some of the reviews and just figure it out real quick. Getting started, it's simple. RUGIET connects you with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships quickly to your door. Connect with a provider at rugiet.com/JOB to see if RUGIET Ready prescription is right for you. You could use code JOB for 15% off today. That's rugiet.com/JOB and use the promo code JOB to get 15% off today. And make sure you use the code to support our show. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit RUGIET's website for all the safety information. And now let's get back to the podcast.
But it is weird. I was back at the same place.
Whoa, are you tripping?
Same ledge. It's kind of weird. And the sun was hitting the horizon.
Whoa. And you're tired.
Like, dude, this is like it again. And a big tiger showed right up on us.
Whoa.
And it was like went by, and then I went down and I shot a fish at like 100, and my reel locked up.
No.
And I was like, what? So I'm
crazy.
having to horse this thing up. Then I hooked it to my belt reel, and it's going. And then so it's on my belt reel. So there's this big mess. And I'm like, this tiger did not leave. He's going to be back. I'm like, dude, what is it about this spot?
Oh,
It's just weird.
it's a portal.
It is.
That was a crazy story. But before we jump
That's the craziest one I've ever heard.
I didn't even know that happened. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking while you're saying that, I'm like, I wish I called you and said, I'm glad you're safe.
didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
He was hiding his gunnel the whole time.
So
in the gunnel with my
smooth.
simple green the whole time.
All right, so
Damn,
when we
dude.
were younger,
Simple Greens.
wait, I got
Not even fucking Dr. Banner's bad. Nothing.
No, when we were younger, I remember you took a wipeout at Rocky Point.
Oh God!
Talk to us about this
I hate that
wipeout.
story. It's so annoying.
No, I don't
hate it, bro.
I feel like I know this, but I forget right now.
Ninja Turtle right here, bro.
Dude, I just face planted into a turtle at Rocky Point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what, you
How
got
old were
Jumped
you?
off my board and
How
my
old were you?
hands were in front of me.
I
I was
almost remember
probably,
this.
I was in my mid-teens maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
16.
And I hit, so my beak is obviously a little off center, right? So I hit, smashed this way. And I remember there was just so much blood. And I was like, what? I got my teeth. This isn't moving. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I looked at somebody in the lineup. They're like, you need to go in right now. So I caught a wave in. And there's just all this blood. I can't figure it out. People looked at me on the beach and they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know where it's coming from. And so I borrowed a towel and then looked in a mirror of a parked car at Rockies. Didn't know. I was like, all right, go back home. And I remember going to the bathroom and I was like, what is going on here? I dried it off and then I changed my facial expression and this thing just went, huh? I was like, oh God. And then I did this kind of like, then pulled my nose to the corner of my eye.
God.
I could pull my nose to the corner of my eye and it was just a black Skeletor zombie hole.
Gnarly.
So like my lip was like a ring. So it's totally separated. So it's, you know how like the tissue between your nostril tissue is different than this tissue. So it just like the nostril is intact like a tube and I could pull it like I had a blowhole.
Dude.
It's disgusting.
You face planted a turtle and just ripped your whole nose off your
Just
face.
ripped it off my face.
At Rockies?
Yeah. And then I lost a bunch of,
Would you jump head
I
first?
had a big, yes.
Were you going super fast too? You were
Yeah.
going super
It closed
fast?
out and I just dove off like sideways.
Yeah.
And the turtle was like this far underwater. And I was like,
Was it a
"Wham!"
bomber or just like a medium?
I
so
don't
you didn't
know.
even
I just felt it as soon as I jumped off.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
just saying to
that's the
somebody, I was like,
heaviest.
I've never seen so many turtles in the lineup here.
Yeah.
They're having an
Oh, that
orgy
day?
or something.
That day?
What
They
was
always
going
do that,
on?
I feel like, sometimes. I think they're freaking gnarly.
The turtles are freaks at Rocky
Yeah,
Point.
right.
And then
Dude,
what?
you hate that story.
No,
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
hate it because everyone's like,
one
it's
of
just
a
so
kind.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It sounds
no, I know.
ridiculous because it is.
I think there's another story that you're telling me.
Oh my God.
So like usually at Pipe, we like sit around and we just talk story in between these long intervals that we're like waiting for the next set. And I think Mark was like, yeah, I was diving outside Pipe and like I had like my kui, which is like a string that you put all your fish on or it was on a buoy. And he said like, was there a turtle like coming around and eating all your fish throughout your whole dive and you kept losing your fish, or was it a shark? I can't
Well,
remember.
If it was near Pipeline, it was a tiger shark. Yeah.
Tiger shark.
Yeah, there's a shitload around there.
So while you're shooting fish, probably before you had a boat or a jet ski, you'd swim out to second or third reef outside Pipeline and dive.
Yeah, that whole area. Like I grew up diving basically primarily between like Old VLAN and Keiki.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like
Sick.
Stomping
the zone I
grounds.
would always
That's
go.
the
So
only
either
ones I did
paddle,
too.
swim out, or then I finally got a kayak. This might have been when I was on a kayak.
Yeah, I think it
But
is.
because the stringer was the first time I ever like had an encounter, like a real encounter with a tiger shark.
Whoa.
And I dove by myself for years. I was really far out. It was not a good idea. It's not something I do so much now. But I just remember the tug because I have the line
Tugs,
attached.
You're
and
like,
I'm
wow, what?
I'm like, oh boy. And I put my head up because the line's like 90 feet long. So I put my head up to look back at the kayak and I just see my kayak rolling and a tiger shark rolling like,
Wrestling it?
like an alligator,
Yeah,
like an
yeah,
alligator or
yeah,
crocodile
Yeah.
because it inhaled the stringer and got it stuck in its throat.
Oh my gosh.
So like a 10-foot tiger shark attached to my kayak, just destroying everything. And I'm like, what do I do about this right now? It's going to sink my kayak. I can't get close to it. And finally it just went, carved up my stringer. And then it just would not leave me alone the whole time.
Thought you were his buddy after that, or her, or whatever.
I don't know. It definitely didn't leave
Or
me
it
alone
wanted
though.
you to grab.
They're really smart, actually.
They
Like
are,
people
yeah.
don't give them enough credit. They know exactly how far away, based on the water conditions, how far away to like for you to lose them
Yeah.
in sight.
Wow, yeah.
And then they
yeah.
circle around to the back of you. And they're really good about using lighting conditions. So like,
Yeah.
sun rays midday, they're going straight down. In the afternoon, it's hitting at an angle. So it's harder to see things when the sun rays are hitting an angle. So they'll always reset
They
and
just
come from that difficult direction to see them. I mean,
bro, that makes so much sense. But this one time I was waiting for a wave to come in. And when I was waiting, it was this tiny little wave come in. And I was kind of watching it. And I had my two friends behind me. And I seen like, because I don't dive as much as you or anything. Or I don't see sharks that often. But I love them and whatnot. But when I was sitting there, I remember like, because I always kind of want to see them. I'm always like, ooh, I want to like see one, you know, but I really don't maybe. I don't know what I want. But then one time I was sitting there and the shark was like planing in. And I was 100%. I'm like, whoa, there's the shark. And it was coming right at me. And I remember just going like, uh-oh, like this ain't good. So I went to like turn around, but I was keeping my eye on it. And I went to turn around because I was thinking the only way I'm going to do this, or I was like going to turn around and I was going to try to put my feet on its nose, or if it went like, because I was instantly when I seen it, I'm like, this thing's gonna bite me for sure. So I like turned around and I was gonna try to put my foot on its nose and like catch the wave, you know? And when I turned around, I was like keeping my eye on it. And then right at the last second, I had to like check this side to make sure. And right when I checked that side, I'm like, okay, I can't see it this side. So when I looked back this way, it was just gone.
Yeah, just turned off.
Like it knew, or it did or it did something, but it like knew exactly how to hide, but it was like right there. And then after I didn't know where or what, and I went straight in up the reef, but I was just like, but I was like, holy, that thing is like a master of like deception, or like it
Yeah, they like to ride swells too.
Yeah, and it kind of like, I don't know, like it knew I looked that way. It was like,
yep.
Fuck.
They have a sense for when you look at them. I swear, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love those things. They remind me like dogs or something, or like puppies or.
I got a question. So Mark, you co-founded a brand. Can you talk to us about like what it's like co-founding a brand and being involved in a brand, and explain to us a little bit about your brand?
Yeah. So I'm a co-founder of ProTech products. So we make a battery of supplements. In my opinion, the best hydration product in the world. And so they're all liquid supplements. So it's not a powder. Right. So
it's liquid, huh?
Yeah, it's liquid. So it mixes instantly. And because we found a way to break down these crucial minerals, so it's like sodium, potassium, magnesium in a 10-to-1 ratio, which is ideal. And what happens is, a good way to put it is like, you think of a powder that's like having like gravel rocks this big, and we have it blended so completely that it's like a piece of sand compared to a rock.
Whoa.
So it goes into your system much faster. It's the closest thing you're going to get to actually putting an IV in your arm. So less of it's going to pass through your gastrointestinal tract. It's going to go to your tissues more quickly, because I mean, if you're taking these powders and stuff, it's like, I got cramps, I'm dehydrated. Dude, your body's got to do a lot of work to get that into your tissues. Yeah. So figuring out a way to do that was kind of a game changer. I do it. The other co-founders are veterans. I'm the only like non-veteran part of the company. So we do a lot with veteran organizations and things like that. It's all made in the United States. We just went vertical and we're making all of it in Dallas, Texas. That's where all the manufacturing, everything's coming from. We're finishing the process of our NSF certification. So a lot of these other products out there, they don't do NSF for a reason. It's because it's third-party testing. They come to your factory. It's the only way you really know that you're getting what they say you're getting. Yeah.
Whoa.
And so now, I mean, like NSF is recognized by USADA. So it's like most people hear of USADA from like the Olympics or UFC and stuff. So we've gone through that process, and yeah, it's exciting. We're doing new flavors. So hydration is kind of like our most popular product. Rest definitely is our second most popular product. So it's a non-hormone. There's, it's GABA, L-theanine, valerian root. That's probably our second most. And we have immunity, hydration, energy. So energy is it's derived from organic green coffee beans. And yeah, it's
sick.
Just try to do things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mark,
thanks for my goodie bag.
Yeah, Mark dropped us off a little goodie bag. We'll try them out. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been a fun ride,
Yeah, love it. Happy for you in the business. You guys make sure you check it out. Mark's doing it.
ProTech products.
Surfer turned to businessman right here.
Well, you gotta be. You know the deal, right?
Yeah, I know the deal.
But we've been around businesses. That's a thing for me, and that was one of the main reasons for me and our CEO and my the co-founder, Tim Duba, we met each other working at a different brand, and we were just always talking about, it's like, man, we're always working on other people's stuff. Like, and how many companies have you worked with in the past where something happens has nothing to do with you, and just you get rug pulled?
100%. I'm on board with you, and I'm currently in the beginning of building my own soft top company and clothing company. That way, no one can pull the rug from underneath me, you know? And congrats on doing that, because that is huge, right? You know, and like and it feels good to support people like you, because you've been in the industry so long that it's only time that you're going to get your time next. And we need people that are core surfers or core to, you know, these companies, and not big sellout corporations. So congratulations on that. I'm super excited for you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's definitely, it's exciting. It's gnarly. Like, I sit on a board, you know, there's real decisions that have to be made. I'm dealing with real professionals, and
Love it.
it's fun. It can be a pressure cooker sometimes, but I love it. And I'd rather, you know, eat what I hunt.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Sick.
Actually, wanted to talk a little bit about your hunting thing as well. So I don't really know, but I think you do private like tours and take people on hunting excursions. Is this correct?
What? Can I go?
No, I've done it. I mean, with friends and stuff. Yeah, let's go. I will take you hunting. 100%. But it more so, I've done a lot of water stuff with private clients in the past.
So if you guys are listening to this and you want to do like some really cool like private client work with Mark, is that available to them?
Yeah. It's you know, whether it's like instruction or just helping outfit, like, you know, kind of like going to the yacht, making sure everyone's safe. A lot of times, like, people, when they do these trips, they have guests that are coming. It's like, oh, so and so is into surfing. We need somebody here that knows what's up and make sure everything's safe.
Yeah.
And figure out a safety plan or like an instruction plan. So I've done that for quite a while.
Well, they're scoring when they get you.
That's what I was just
hope
thinking.
so.
I'd want to just sit with you on a picnic
I certainly
table.
hope so.
I just want to have lunch with you and freaking, I'd just be baffled.
I hope so. It's really fun. You get to meet some super interesting, highly intelligent people.
Yeah.
It's definitely changed my mind on a few things. It's been beneficial in a lot of ways, because I just like learning too.
Yeah.
It's like if you get that rapport with people and you can actually start asking questions about their life and stuff, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Cool.
I got a couple more questions before the podcast is over, but most importantly, what was your worst wipeout in surfing?
Worst wipeout.
The diving.
I want to tell
gnarly.
an almost drowning one, because that was one of the ones. I feel like I kind of covered that with the dive thing.
Did you
Oh
almost?
my gosh!
Yeah.
Don't tell me nothing
But-
about no blunt.
No, but at Pipe, man, one time I piled so hard on my legs. You know the spot that gets everybody, like the end section
Yeah.
going into
Right
the shallow side
before.
where it does the breathe in,
Yeah.
then bottom out again. That one just got me. It's like when it did that breathe, my knee caught the wall for some reason, doing some kooky thing. I just went boom. So it spun me on my board, and I like went over upside down. So you know how you have like some kind of body control
Yeah.
usually?
Yes.
I had none, and it felt like kind of like, you know, when you get those crazy barrels and you jump off and the bottom just goes away.
Splits
You
open.
feel like you just hit the bottom.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like I didn't hit water at all.
Yeah.
I landed on both my feet,
You did.
and then one foot buckled, and I went to a knee, and it felt like I stepped on a landmine or something. I was like, oh my God, it's just like meat and splintered bone. That was so gnarly. And I'm like, oh, I'm never going to walk again.
Really?
So what had happened is I landed on both my heels. So I broke this heel, and then this one that buckled, I almost broke this heel, but it went down to my knee, and I split my patella in half on this side. So it was like Pac-Man, just like the gap was like this big. My kneecap just went whoop. And so, but the worst part was, and this is burned into my freaking memory, dude. My leash is on my left leg with that split in half patella. And I remember as plain as day, I come up and I see Uncle D just getting so drained on like a 10-footer right in front of me, and the lips like breaking right there. I'm like, I for a second, sorry, I'm spitting. I'm so excited. For a second, I was like, I wonder if, because I haven't seen my leg yet, I'm like, I wonder if my leg's just gonna rip off.
Whoa.
With my leash.
Yeah.
Oh my
I was like,
God,
and it just dragged me. I was like, oh. I tried to find this video somewhere because it's the most like sad, pitiful, yet hilarious thing you've ever seen. Because I end up down at like the lifeguard tower, and I was like, didn't want to like call lifeguards down.
Yeah.
So I try to stand up. My legs aren't working. And I'm like using the nose of my board, like trying to like get up the beach, use it as like a stick.
God.
And then finally, like some of the lifeguards are coming down. Not finally, they were on it really fast. I'm not saying they're lagging.
But
Dude, I felt like a lifetime when you were that
I
hurt.
put my board down and do the full like tourist thing. A wave comes behind, takes my board, cleans my legs out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And you see me just going, oh God.
I give up.
Like, I just
The
give
clip,
up.
you seen the
Yeah,
clip?
I'm like, like my soul left my body.
I could picture it.
But I was in a wheelchair for like 2 weeks, and I remember I was renting a room from Rochelle Ballard when she was living at Sunset, like a little studio.
That place
On
was
the bridge.
sick.
Yeah, and that, but like in this garage studio, you had to go like through this like gravel pathway to get to the bathroom. So I was like Lieutenant Danning it by myself. So I couldn't take the wheelchair there, so I'd scoot on my butt. Like I'd have to like really use the bathroom, and I'd scoot, and I wore through the butt of like a bunch of my pants and shorts because I'd have to scoot backwards.
You really are.
And I have to go up the stairs backwards like that. Like messed up my shoulders doing it.
I always knew, I didn't even know these stories, but I just knew in my brain, like I treat you this gnarly anyway.
No, I'm just dumb and stubborn. That's what it is.
That's what you could call it.
Just
Whatever you
too
want to call it,
stubborn.
man. You're the gnarliest.
I got a shot.
You already blew my whole freaking week apart, bro. I'm like,
Real quick before we end this, I just keep thinking of these stories. Were you out on the outer reefs the day? Maybe it was outside Lonnie's where it was like 25 feet and the jet ski hit the wave and flew like 40 feet in the air. Were you out that day?
Are we doing this story?
Please tell me a little bit about this story.
All right. So we're going over time.
It's okay.
I kind of got to tell the complete story.
Overtime.
It is like the day of days. It's 25 feet solid, not a breath of wind, magical, just like been waiting for this day.
Yeah.
So Mikey Bruno was like, I was like, Mikey, can you do safety today? We can switch out for a couple waves too. He's like, yeah. Okay. So he has my ski, and he's helping guys out. Like I think Zeke broke his leash, and maybe like Reef or somebody. So he's like, which is awesome. He like goes to take him in, comes back out, come out to the lineup. He's like, brah, bad news. The jet ski sled snapped in half. I'm like, oh, darn it. But I think he like went to drop him off, and maybe a wave pushed and it just hit in the shore break or something. I never really asked. And so him making a good decision, Twiggy had a jet ski out there as well. And he was like, hey, he asked the guy who was on Twiggy's jet ski, because we kind of like coordinated together. Yeah. He's like, can I take this because I need a good sled to do rescues and stuff? I end up sending it on like probably the biggest wave I've ever paddled into.
The one you pulled in on?
The one that I just body surfed on. I just fucking biffed it at the bottom. Experimental board, long story. And so anyways,
never riding that board again.
So the guy who was on Twiggy's ski was on it. He was like, hey, I know my limits. Like I'm not super familiar with driving and surf with a jet ski like this. I'm just staying in the channel. So he's on my jet ski. So all this giant set comes in.
So Mikey switched skis with the guy. So now Mikey has a sled.
So what I'm saying is one of my skis was one of the ones that went into orbit. It's not the highest one. This is where I'm going with this.
Yeah, okay. I love it.
Oh, and Mossy was filming on the back.
Yeah.
Of yours?
Of mine. And so this wave comes in. He has a good idea. I've seen the footage. He's like, okay, I got to punch out. Yeah. But it's bottlenecking, and everybody's running for this bottleneck.
How big's this wave?
It's fucking huge. It's like it's like 70 feet,
right? 70-foot face.
But it's like it's closing out the channel, so everyone's bottlenecking to try to get out
to that little spot.
And guys are just like,
fuck.
It's like COVID toilet paper run at Costco. They're just like,
every man for himself.
The one jet ski goes, woof. Like this thing went like 70 feet in the air.
Oh, crazy.
Off of a 70-foot top.
Yeah.
And then he ended up coming in like late. He like got boxed out. Like he had a decent idea.
He got the gnarliest kicker.
He should have just went in and came back out. And so he punts and he goes like at least 30 feet. Mossy's on the back, can't see anything, doesn't want to lose his
on the
camera.
sled.
Lands, breaks his back,
Yeah.
crushes 3 vertebrae. So there's all this chaos going down. I'm in the lineup, like I just got peppered on like a bomb.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I had the tiger. I'm like, today is my day. This is the day to like put all the chips on the table. I'm gonna pack a 30-footer right now. And then I see like a black jet ski upside down in the whitewater at Lonnie's, like way inside, and I'm like,
kind of looks.
Sucks for him.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Mitchell comes out. He's like, mate, your ski's in there. I'm like, what? The sled was just broken. Now my ski's in there. And he tows it out. It was risky for him to tow it back out. And so he towed it out. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? So next thing you know, I'm going from like surfing to like a jet ski full of water, like getting it far enough out, pulling the plugs out, running it around. I'm like trying to look. Next thing you know, I'm like at the harbor, sweating my ass off in my inflation gear, pulling all the spark plugs, trying to blast out any salt water. I'm like, what happened to my life? Everything was going so well. I had plans, and it just went absolutely.
Here's the clip. That was the first wave.
Oh, you're right. Bottleneck.
There it is.
Oh, who's the genius?
Brap.
Oh, that's your ski?
No, that is not mine. Mine was a black one.
The one before it.
Wow, the boat almost got caught inside too.
Right.
Yes.
Look at Mark's
I was worried
ski.
about the boat.
There's
I'm
Mark's
not in
ski.
the lineup.
Here's Mark's.
That's your ski?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm out in the lineup, and those waves were humongous on the peak.
Oh
And
my
did they even
God.
survive? What happened on this next one, man?
Jesus, that's scary stuff.
How's the smart guy? You see,
Look
there's
at it.
one guy who
Watch the
whips a
bottleneck.
turn. Watch this one guy, just so smooth.
Get out of there.
That was the best move of his life.
Right? Couple of them new.
Oh my God. Why would you hit it with that much speed?
Ground control, the major tom.
Was that Mike Latronic?
I'm not using any names. No,
Carrie
it was
Hart.
not Michael Tronic.
That's Travis Pastrana.
All right. Well, thanks for that story. What's next for Mark Healy
Sick.
before we wrap it up?
Oh God, what's next? What is next for me anyways? Gonna do an Alaska trip.
Sick.
Oh.
Hopefully it sounds like the ahi are showing up. Got my
catch
boat
some
in the
fish.
water. Let's go
Perfect.
kill some fish.
Yeah.
Hopefully get some hunts in and a couple of little strike missions.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What? Where are you going to go? Tahiti, Fiji, Mexico? Where are you going,
think
Mark?
South Pacific, maybe
Okay.
some outer islands. and
Perfect.
Go dive and
Sick.
do the deal, hang with the boys.
Couple more strike missions.
Strike missions. Yeah, check it
I
out.
love those.
I'm
Yeah.
lagging on this. I just my filmer who saved my life, Jesse, has a child that's under 1 year old and twins on the way. So
Wow.
it's looking like I'm
Busy,
gonna have
busy.
to find another man here soon.
If you need a new, if Mark needs a new filmer, just DM in his Instagram, and you could be filming Mark's crazy excursions around the world. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well, right there, Mark Healy. I remember talking to you when you were first starting your YouTube channel, so congrats on that.
Yep, you've always been a wealth of information and knowledge. Thank you.
I both talked to you and Mason into potentially starting a YouTube channel. So
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have started one without you telling me that day. I remember Klein Chapman's party. You
Yeah.
even showed me your whole earnings.
yeah,
You were just like, here, look, here. You gave me your phone. You're like, here, look around, bro. Whatever. Get pumped.
Yeah.
Get a YouTube. I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit.
I talked Nate into doing his absolutely shit-faced in Johannesburg, South Africa.
perfect.
Good
That's
night.
too funny. I
You
like
guys are
it.
getting them going, huh? You're getting everyone. I love it.
I
Nate's
like
just
it.
So mental, too.
All right, well, it's time to end it. Thank you, Mark, for coming on the
Thanks.
pod. We could talk for
Yeah,
hours
Mark.
and days.
Thanks, buddies.
Thanks, Mason. And
Thank
yeah,
you, G.
don't forget, click the link right here to subscribe, right here to watch more podcast videos. And until next time, peace. All right.
Woo.